Comets took the first game all the way back earlier this day against Allegheny 3-0. And Hanover just came off a upsetting loss to Allegheny after 5. The score was 3-2. Hanover looked to dominate early in that game and unfortunately was not quite able to close it out. So we'll see if they come back with a renewed sense of passion here today. Looking at the squads on both sides, let's start with the coaches this time. The coaches don't get enough love. For the Hanover Panthers, head coach Peter Priocannon. Yes, if you know that name, you might know Chloe Priocannon on the Capital roster. There is a relation. In fact, they are father and daughter. So a father-daughter show-off here tonight in Bexley. Assistant coach for Hanover is Kevin Stormer and Sam Summers. For the Capital Comets, head coach, of course, is Coach Rosanna Scara. Assistant coaches are Adam Bealby, Chris McNeely, Emily Drenth, Mike Sage, and student manager Simone Daniel and Gavin Billingsley. So shaping up for an exciting wrap-up to this evening of volleyball here tonight. Of course, tomorrow there'll be 4 more games here in Bexley, so make sure you don't miss those. Those start at 10 a.m., starting with Capital versus Stevenson, I believe. And speaking of Stevenson, we'll take a quick look at the last game in Otterbein that already finished up. Otterbein took that game 3-0 versus Stevenson. The final frame of that was 18-25. And Otterbein, of course, led by Scott, Niesel, and Baum in the kill department with 30 kills, Baum with 30 total attacks as well. So that's what happened up in Westerville for the Classic. There'll be one game there tomorrow at 10 of Otterbein versus Allegheny to wrap up the thing in Westerville. But let's get the game underway here in Bexley. Hanover Panthers versus Capital Comets. And the Capital Comets looking to start out strong with their first attack. Panthers looking to work their way back. The Comets have had a little bit of rest. And the Panthers, of course, have taken some rest of their own as they could in between the games. And that first point is going to go the way of the Comets, lands right on the line in the back. And that first serve as well will find its way out. So coming back the other way is the Comets. We will get those starters for you in a moment. That shot by Abby Reed just a bit high. Here is Schickler. And a hard attack there from the Comets. Not quite what they were looking for. So here's Schickler again with the serve. Hanover taking a quick 3-1 lead. And a good call by the Comets to eye that one out. Abby Brunner with the serve for the Comets. Here comes Hanover. A hard attack there from McCoy, but picked up and shot back immediately by the Comets. McCoy again with a roller, and that one does not quite find its way over the court. A good dive there from Abby Brunner, but not quite. And Hanover will take the point. Serve here will be from Brooke Gervs. Brunner with the set over and a hit for Bunyak. Coming back the other way for Hanover is McCoy. A good job keeping it live there by the Comets. They're going to have to give a free ball over, and Schickler will come up with it. Here on the other end, a hard offside hit there. Now Bunyak again with another hit and a reaction from the Panthers. Strong push. Capital Comets coming back the other way, going on two. A little bit of a sneak there, and the Panthers are going to try going on two themselves. Here's Samari Perkins with a hit, and that will be blocked. A huge block there from Kinsey Dean. And so as we get our next serve here from the Panthers, we'll go over the starting lineups. Starting lineups for the Panthers are number 2, Kinsey Dean, number 3, Natalie West, number 13, Abby McCoy, number 16, Megan Vogel, number 17, Maddie Robertson, number 26, Maddie Welborn, and the libero, number 9, Madison Schickler, of course. For the Comets, on the other side, number 2, Kennedy Winters, number 3, Olivia Milton, number 4, Morgan Metzger, number 10, Abby Reed, number 11, Carly Thompson, number 13, Chloe Priocannon, number 18, Samari Perkins, and of course the libero, Abby Brunner. So we're all tied at 5 here at game start. Here's Shy Black with the ball. Coach Priocannon on the Hanover side not happy with something with the refs. And a great serve there from Shy. That one just trips over the net. So Black with another serve. That one over will be received by Schickler. Schickler coming back. And an attempt at a stuff there from Elliott Mays. It actually bounces off the net. That will go the way of Hanover. Hanover just played a marathon of a game and still putting out a lot of energy. That one's going to slide right past Abby Brunner. And something tripped her up there. Abby McCoy with the serve. Serve is up and over, will be received by Black. Over to Perkins. Perkins a hard hit. Black is able to get hands on it, and Abby Brunner will send it over for a free ball. There's a hard punch there. The Comets will keep it in. There's Bunyak. Bunyak with a far cross-court hit, and she will find the kill. Schickler diving, trying to save that ball, and it just rolled off of her arms and kept going back and back and back. Here's Morgan Metzger. Retrieved by Schickler. Hard attack there, and some confusion on who was coming up with it. A rolling play by Black will give the point to Hanover. Kinsey Dean with the serve. The ball is up and over. Received by the Comets, going to be sent over by Samari Perkins with a hard hit, and McCoy will get hands on it. Hard hit back, and Brunner will find the dig. Offhand shot, Chloe Priocannon will find it. And my bad, that was not an offhand shot, but still a very well-placed shot from Chloe Priocannon. A nice roller right over the wall. Now Samari Perkins, Pittsburgh native, with the serve. And an ace. Really good play there from Samari Perkins off that serve, putting Schickler in an uncomfortable position to try to return that. She sends it right into the net. Perkins once more. Another serve right back at Schickler. It's going to force the ball back to Capital territory, and a hard swing from Olivia Milton, who almost dunks that like a basketball. It was a clean one-contact hit, just a lot of power going straight down towards the ground. So Capital leads 10-8. This time, Hanover is able to connect with a point thanks to Molly Welburn. A good kill from her splits the Comets down the middle. Some miscommunication there for the Comets on who was getting that, but they'll find a way to get it to Chloe Priocannon. Unfortunately, will not find its way over the net. That one will be received by Black. A hard hit and an even harder block there from Megan Vogel. Vogel and Robertson put up their arms and formed a concrete wall. And Hanover suddenly has the lead back at 11. A 3-point run for them, but a good eye by the Comets to call that one out, and they'll equalize. Serve is over for the Comets. It will be received by McCoy. Coming back the other way, a hard hit by Welburn. Now Priocannon. Priocannon with a shove. Panthers coming the other way. Welborn with a floater. The ball is still up, but not anymore. And Hanover will get the point. Almost looked like the Comets were going to be able to save that for a moment. So Molly Welborn with the serve, the freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana. Serve is up and over. There's a strong hit from Chloe Priocannon, and she is hyped up. High fives all around. She gets to serve. And of course, Chloe had an amazing first game versus Allegheny, putting up numbers in the 30s. Good eye there by the Comets to find that one out. And Priocannon will get to serve again. You have to imagine what it's like playing against your father's team, especially one that he's coached for a while, and obviously he's probably been a mentor for her. And she is living in the moment right now and absolutely dominating from behind the service line. That ball will soar out of bounds. And a tag in for Hanover will bring in Kinsey Dean. Schickler with the serve. Here's the serve from Schickler. Over and received by Brunner. A far attack from all the way in the back row. Coming back the other way, a hard hit. That is on the line. And Abby McCoy will have herself another kill. Here's Schickler. Received again by Brunner. That one's going to find its way over. And a quick punch down by Megan Vogel will give Hanover the lead. 15-14. That ball just bounced off of Priocannon's arms in an awkward way. Comets not able to recover from that, and that will force a timeout from Coach Scara. We'll take a quick timeout here. Don't go anywhere. The final game of the night. Be right back. Welcome back. Hanover with a bit of a run here, now leading by 2. Capital looking to come back. Capital knows that they need to make some impact early. There's a quick touch from Dean, immediately shut down by Milton. Coming back the other way. And a good block there by Milton as well. Gets the solo block. And she will tag out for Samari Perkins. Brunner with the serve over. Gearing up for a hit. There was Kenzie Dean, and a great call out by Chloe Priocan. You could hear her yell short, short, short. And Samari Perkins jumped up for the block, saw the ball go over her hands, and reached back and smacked it down anyways. Great kill by Perkins, and they'll get an ace for their troubles. Sent over by Brunner. The Panthers attack the other way and just past Abby Brunner. Here is Gervers. Back the other way. A quick tap from Reed is denied, and Bunyak will have to launch it over. Coming the other way, Brunner with a dig. Now Samari Perkins, a quick tap, and that will be read easily by the Panthers. Back the other way now. Priocan with the dig. And Reed will find the kill from the far side of your screen. Here's Hanover now. Priocan going to return that. And now with Bunyak with a powerhouse punch. Bunyak secures that kill for the Comets, and now Shy Black will serve. 19-17 in favor of Capital, and an opportunity to put a 2 in the tens column. Here's Hanover. A hard hit there. Received by Brunner. Sent back by Bunyak. And Bunyak with another haymaker is going to put that 2 in the tens column for the Comets and more, as that's going to force a timeout from Hanover. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back. Capital leads 20-17 in this first set. A good stuff there from Samari Perkins. And unfortunately, that hit will hit off the rafters and give that point to Hanover. Still, Samari Perkins putting in work up front at the net, as always. Here's McCoy with the serve. Runner corrals it and sends it to Bunyak. The Panthers now gearing up for their next attack, and a big hit and an even bigger dig from Abby Brunner. That one not quite able to stay alive on the other side of the court. And Capital now leads 21-18. Bunyak tags out. Metzger tags in. Here's the serve from Metzger. Received by the Panthers. Punched back and immediately popped up by Shy Black. A sneaky hit there by the Panthers, but able to be corralled by the Comets. Prio Cannon with a haymaker drive, and now back the other way. Almost saved there by Black. Great sprawling effort, but not quite enough to keep the ball in play. Here's the serve from Dean. Capital corralling that one, giving it to Prio Cannon for a hard hit. Back the other way to McCoy. McCoy with a harder hit, but that one's out of bounds. And the Comets will get the serve. Perkins with the serve. Sends it over, and it's recovered by Schickler. Back to Perkins with a great dig. Now Prio Cannon shoves it over. Coming back the other way, and a back row hit. That one just barely does not hit off the rafters, and ball is still in play. Good job by Capital to back up to play off that. And Prio Cannon launches a missile down. Oh my goodness. You could see she took about 5 steps leading up to that ball and put her entire body weight into that swipe. So impressive from the Capital squad and from Chloe Prio Cannon. We'll take a quick break and be right back after the timeout. It's 23-19 in favor of the Comets. Welcome back to the Capital Center Performance Arena. 23-19, Capital in favor of Hanover in this first set of at least 3. Perkins with the serve. It will now be sent back over by Hanover, and a bit of miscommunications on the Comets side will lead to a point. And this Hanover squad really looking to pull the game back from the Comets. Had to take that timeout to give their players a breather, talk over the game plan. But it's definitely doable for Hanover to try to come back after this first couple of attacks into the set. Great job by Hanover here to actually keep the defense game going, and they're rewarded with a kill. That one courtesy of Maddie Robertson. Comets looking to close out this first set to put a 1 in that column. An early lead is always good, and the Comets know that better than anyone else. That's going to be 4 touches, though, and that point will go to Hanover. And Coach Prio Cannon there looking pleased with his players, saying, that's it, let's keep doing that. Here's Mays with the serve. Recovered by Black, and now almost sent over by Prio Cannon, put in an awkward position for her, and we're tied at 23. Once again, Mays with the serve. Coming back the other way, a hard hit there from Milton, but the block is put up. And now Hanover sits in the driver's seat, and they control the game. Capital has one timeout. It wouldn't make sense not to take it, and Coach Scarra will do just that. So we'll be right back after this timeout. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. 24-23, and an opportunity for Hanover to put away this set. Capital fighting to stay alive in the set. And it looks like they're going to do just that. 24-24 in set one. And the Capital Comets will be serving. Carly Thompson with the serve. Few players shuffling around for Hanover. Here's the serve from Thompson. Recovered by Schickler. Attempted a shove over. That should be one hit. That's two, and the third one will find its way over. Brunner keeps it alive. Now Prio Cannon with the haymaker. Still somehow kept alive by Hanover. And that one will find its way to the ground off the knuckle of Abby Brunner. And it's 25-24 Hanover. Molly Wellborn will have the serve for Hanover. The Panthers gearing up for their next attack. There's McCoy. It will be saved by the Comets and then shoved down. Hanover will take the first set, 26-24, and Coach Scarra is asking for a review, it looks like. A conversation with the refs. So there will be a replay review. I'm going to assume on a net touch, but we will make sure we get the call correct here. So we'll take a quick break for the replay review, and we'll be right back with the results of that last play. So the call will be confirmed. Hanover takes set one, 26-24. We'll be right back after a short break. Don't miss set two of this game between Capital and Hanover. Welcome back to set 2 here at the Capitol Center. Set 1 went the way of Hanover 26-24. Set 2 just now underway. Capitol showed a strong showing at the start of that set and a bit of a revival at the end there, but was not able to close it out. However, there's a strong start to this set, and the Capitol Comets are going to look to keep that energy moving throughout the rest of this game. There's another serve from Carly Thompson. Tack back the other way from McCoy. And a touch that just barely goes over for the Panthers. There's another hard hit, and McCoy will get a kill. So now Schickler with the serve. And that one will go into the net. And point awarded to Hanover. So 2-1 Hanover early in this set. That one going to find its way right over the Comets, but a good job by Chloe Priocannon to come up and find the dig. Panthers going the other way, and a quick shot there from Kinsey Dean will secure the kill. Good job there by the Comets to try to regain control of that game. That one fired off of the Panthers and find its way out of bounds. Point goes to the Comets, and now Chloe Priocannon with the serve. Ball is up and over, received by the Panthers. Good hands by Brunner to get the dig. And now Bunyak with that attack. McCoy with a very strong shot and another kill. That one just inbounds. And that's McCoy's 4th kill on the game. Not actually the game high. That one lies with Molly Wellborn with 6 kills as of right now. Comets coming back the other way. Now the Panthers with possession. Good job by Brunner to get under the ball. However, they're going to call the point for Hanover. And that one comes off of the arms of Ryan Bunyak. She'll take credit for that from her team. So now Hanover leading 6-2. The Comets trying not to fall a bit too far behind here. Looking for a second win to come back, and Hanover is going to stuff that one down. An attempt by Olivia Milton there. And Abby Brunner came flying in trying to get the dig, but it just was not meant to be. Here's Gervers. Sends that over. And a attack there for the Comets from Bunyak hits the post. And that will be called for Hanover. So now Hanover with 6 points in the lead. Scores 8-2. And a service fault there from Gervers will give the ball back to the Comets. Samari Perkins tags in and Milton tags out. Brunner with the serve. And you know Samari Perkins has a rocket of an arm and an iron wall block. And we can see part of that there. Good job by her touching that over. That one will find its way back. Good job by the Comets to come up with that. And just unfortunate the placement of that ball. Not quite able to be played for Bunyak. Here's the serve from Hanover. Retrieved by the Comets, sent over by Bunyak, and that will be out of bounds. So it looks like a timeout will be called to talk over things for the Comets. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Welcome back. A review there and some confusion. After the review, the ref called that the point went towards Hanover, but then actually corrected his mistake and recalled the point back towards the Comets. And so some confusion there from the ref when he called it for Hanover, and Samari Perkins came over and basically went, how does that make sense? And then the ref adjusted the call. They'll award that point to the Comets. Double contact on Hanover. Here's Shy Black. Black with the serve, up and over. Received and on its way back now. That one will be in, and Hanover will find the kill. This one tapped over. Panthers working their way back, and they'll find yet another kill, taking the lead 11-5. There's an attack from the Comets, and that time Bunyak, my apologies, will get the kill she's looking for. It's been a long time coming for her, and she'll finally get it and then tag out. That will bring in Metzger. Metzger with the serve. Received by Hanover. And it looked like that could have been a ball that kept going, but they're going to rule that hit the ground. Black thinks that she got her hand under it, but they'll give the ruling to Hanover. Black with the receipt. Here comes Prio Cannon. And they'll call a foul on the Comets. Samari Perkins, a back row strike. And they're going to give the point once again to Hanover. Time out for the Comets. We'll take a quick break too. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Capital 6, Hanover 14, and Hanover leads the first set. A really good look there for the Comets. Unfortunately, that ball just a bit too high for Samari Perkins. And that's saying a lot because Samari Perkins has a pretty impressive vertical for the Comets. Coming back the other way, a good switch-up move there by Priocan, and Hanover is able to recover. Coming back for Samari Perkins, this time she'll get hands on it. And now an attack from the Panthers. So they will give the point to Hanover after that foul. Here's an attack from Hanover. Perkins has to scramble to keep it alive, and then Black calls it and sends it over. Here's a hard punch there from Maddie Robertson, the senior out of Mitchell, Indiana, Mitchell High School. That serve is received by Black, tipped over by Perkins, and Perkins will find the kill. So Capital not out of it yet, doing their best to stay alive. They'll tag in Olivia Milton for Abby Brunner, and the serve from Perkins. That serve received by Scheckler, and Milton will send it straight down. Somehow still able to keep it alive was Hanover. That time Milton will find the kill, and after bobbling off a few hands, Capital will get the point. So the purple and white looking for a swing back here. Hard hit there from Hanover, and Molly Wellborn will get the kill. Of course, Capital on the left side of your screen in the whites, and Hanover on the right side of your screen in the reds. Or in the blues, my apologies. Here's an attack from Chloe Priocan, and that will hit off the post. Now a serve for Hanover. This one finds its way over. There's an attack from Priocan, and that one is going to find the arms of Schickler. And Hanover will find a way to put it down. So another timeout for the Comets. We'll take another timeout here, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the game. Hanover 20, Capital 8. And Hanover playing very impressively this second set. And now 21 points. Of course, have to remember last game Hanover had two very impressive first sets, and then that game came back from them. But so far this set has been very impressive for Hanover, and a great dig there by Abby Brunner, able to keep this point alive for the Comets. Almost another one. But that point will go the way of the Panthers. Brunner with the reception. And a quick bounce over on two. Great move by Carly Thompson. Playing the mind game and able to find a point. Here's a serve from Thompson. Over and gathered by Schickler. Launched down, and Brunner is able to get the dig basically off of her shoulder. And a great job by the Comets to respond back from that run of Hanover. They have 2 points of their own, attempting to swing the momentum back in their direction. That service error, though, is not going to help, and now Hanover has 23. And that's going to be 24 points for Hanover now with set point. So here's the serve from Schickler. Abby Brunner with the reception. Capital's going to have to give a free ball over. Coming back the other way is McCoy, and Thompson is able to get hands on it. Chloe Priocannon with the hit. And now coming back the other way are the Panthers. McCoy with another hit. That will be out, though. And Capital is still alive. Here's Priocannon with the serve. Priocannon sends it over. Hanover has to get it over now, and Priocannon will find that. A quick attack there from Olivia Milton. And she's able to put the dunk on Hanover with that kill. Priocannon once again with the serve. Sent over and received. Coming the other way is McCoy. Priocannon able to get a hand on it, but not able to get it in a position to keep the set going. Hanover will take set two with a score of 25-12. Well, we'll take a quick break here and be right back. Don't miss it after this. Welcome back to set number 3 here. First 2 sets went the way of Hanover. First set ended 26-24, and the second set ended 25 to, I believe it was 14 or 12, maybe 15, something in that range. Anyways, Hanover will start with the serve here. And an immediate service fault will give the ball back to the Comets. So Chloe Priocannon will start with the serve, and you can see the Capital squad getting each other hyped up. They know that it's now or never. A hard hit there. That's going to find its way over Carly Thompson, and they'll say she touched the ball, and that will go out of bounds. Here's Schickler with the serve. Serve over, good dig by Brunner. A strong attack back from the Comets. And just out of reach of Chloe Priocannon. So once more the serve from Hanover. Brunner with the reception. That will go to Bunyak, finds its way over. And that one just trailing over the heads of the Comets. 5 of the players were kind of pushed up towards the front of their position, and that will unfortunately float up and behind their head. So here's Hanover once more. Ball's up and over, and just barely makes it past the net. A change in speed threw the Comets off. Good reception there by Priocannon, and a bit of miscommunication again from the Comets on coming off of that serve. Here's a serve, and the Comets thought it was out. The line judge is going to say it's in. And so that point's going to go to Hanover, and Hanover has taken an early 6-1 lead over the Comets in set 3. Good reception there from Bunyak, and an even better attack coming back the other way. Brunner will find the dig. There's Reed, and she'll somehow get that over, and the Panthers will somehow get it back. Panthers scrambling right now. Comets trying to control the situation. There's Bunyak, another hard hit, and that's just going to be out. There's a free ball over for the Comets. Bunyak hitting it back, and that time she'll find the kill. Strong attack back as well from Hanover there. So Hanover with a 7-3 lead. A few substitutions on their side. And they're bringing in Brooke Gervers, my apologies, for the serve. Ball is up but out. And so the Comets will gain possession back. Here's Black. Black with the serve. Serve up and over. Received by the Panthers. That's going to go off the arms of Priocannon. And Hanover will get the point. McCoy with the serve. That will be in for an ace. There's a strong hit from Samari Perkins and a diving stop there on the other end. And a great block from Samari Perkins with a lot of help as well from Carly Thompson. Give them both credit while we're at it. And Perkins and Thompson with a big high five there. They're hyped up. Serve back for the Comets. That's going to be a service error. And so now Hanover leads 10-5. Kinsey Dean will serve for the Panthers. Coming back the other way, Molly Wellborn will find the kill. So a timeout here for the Comets, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back out of the timeout. Hanover leads 11-5. Kinsey Dean with the serve. Samari Perkins attempting to go up for the grab, and there was a collision coming down. Samari Perkins falling on Carly Thompson. We're going to make sure everyone's all right. The high five looks like they're okay. And a scary moment there whenever you see someone fall like that. But Perkins takes a deep breath and she's fine. And the game will continue. Perkins almost looked like she was more worried about Thompson than she was for herself. A renewed sense of energy, though, of Perkins, and she'll come back with the kill. And she'll get the serve. It's a serve from Perkins. Coming back now, a hard hit and a great play there by the Comets, not able to capitalize. So Mays will get the kill. So the Comet squad trying to keep morale high. Brooklyn Borden now serving for the Panthers. And a good quick punch there from Milton to get that ball over. Ball is still kept up by the Comets. Have to get it over here. Prio Cannon will. And that's actually going to be a kill. Ball just slides out of the hands of Abby McCoy. And Prio Cannon will secure that point for her team. Now Carly Thompson with the serve. Serve up and over. There comes a quick attack from Maddie Robertson. And you could see the fire in her eyes from all the way up here. The energy that she put into that. Molly Wellborn again with the serve for the Panthers. Received by Metzger, sent over. Now's McCoy. Great diving stop by Metzger. Thompson is going to put a free ball over. They're going to put it right back. And that ball just finds its way over. And a dunk there for Megan Vogel will get the Panther squad fired up. There's an attack back by Reed, but it's a bit too high, and that will stay out of bounds. So 16-7 now in favor of Hanover. And a great dig there by Brunner. Brunner with some excellent reaction time, showed off again there. A quick punch over by Milton. But they will give the point to Hanover because of a lift. There's Reed with an attack over the net. Coming back the other way, a great dig by Abby Brunner. And I was going to say that would have been a great dig by Chloe Priocannon, but unfortunately called for 4 touches. Molly Wellborn with the serve and almost able to be kept alive. Came off the arms of Reed, a bit awkward. So 19-7 in favor of Hanover. And Reed will tag out and Emily Waits will tag in. Here's a serve from Wellborn. And a good eye by the Comets to know that one's going out. So Chloe Priocannon will tag out, yes. And that will bring in McKenna Sullivan, the senior from Dublin, Ohio, Jerome High School. Her serve is over. Comes back the other way, and a quick put down on 2 by Megan Vogel will give Hanover a 20 in the points section. There's the serve over. And they are going to call that on the line. That will be an ace for Madison Schickler. Schicker with the serve. Strong hit there by Bunyak. Coming back the other way by McCoy, and she'll find the kill. So 22-8. Schicker with the serve. And a good job by the Comets putting that one down. Olivia Milton came flying like a jet plane and probably had an impressive horizontal leap there in the process. Could put her on the long jump for that. Quick tap by Kinsey Dean. And now Bunyak the other way. And they're going to call that as 4 touches on the Comets. So now a couple players switch out. And here's Brooke Gervers. Gervers with the serve. And some miscommunication there in the comments, not able to corral that one. So Gervers with match point. Samari Perkins with an attack that will be corralled in and sent over on two. Immediately smacked back by Perkins. And another hit there by McCoy. However, that will come off of the Comets, and Hanover will take the third set 25-9, beating the Capital Comets 3-0. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was great having you. Make sure you stop by again tomorrow, same place at 10 a.m. to see 4 more games of volleyball featuring the Comets, Hanover, of course, and Stevenson and Center, I believe. So don't miss it. You can find us back here. You can also find all the information you need on the Pam Briggs Classic and Capital Women's Volleyball at athletics